Hello everyone, in this video I am going to teach about certain thing. This is about the usement of the word very. In this video I will talk about how to get rid of the word very, because if you want to sound like native, you don't want to use this word frequently. You want to get rid of the word very as much as possible, because you will sound more like native. I will give you some of the examples that some of the word that you can get rid of, and use the alternative that I will show you, so you can sound more like a native. And this is some of the example. Let's go for the first one. The first one is very strange. You can use bizarre, and this, let's set up a situation here. Let's say that your friend give you a very strange thing, a very strange stuff. You could say that, oh, that is a very bizarre thing. Or you just experience a very strange experience. You could say that, oh, I have just experienced I have just experienced a bizarre experience, a bizarre thing. And the second one is very old. You could say ancient. Let's say a friend of yours, hands out his grandma ring that looks very old. You can say this thing is ancient. You can say this ancient thing as very old. And the next thing is very big. You can use a gigantic, enormous. Let's say you have just seen something very big. You could just say, I have just seen a gigantic stuff, gigantic thing. Like you have just seen a very big truck. I have just seen a gigantic truck. The next one is very wise. You can use enlightened, and in this term, you can use enlightened like you have just met a very wise man. You can say that he is a very wise. Or you could say, if you want to sound more native, you could say you are enlightened by him, or he is a very enlightened guy. The next one is very nice, delightful. Let's see the example of a situation that you could use the word delightful. Let's say your friend bring a very nice cake. You could say this cake is delightful, or you could say you have just experienced a very nice emotion, a very nice moment. You can say the moment is very delightful. It's delightful. You can get rid of the word very in this situation. I sometimes do still use the word very, because I myself already get rid of 100% of the word very. I still use it sometimes. But if you want to sound more native, you can get rid like 80% of the word very and use the alternative word that would sound more native. And the next one is very cold. You could use freezing. Let's say you went outside and it's winter, or it's raining and it's very cold outside. You could say it's freezing outside. It's when someone say it's freezing outside, It means it's very cold. It's not just cold, it's freezing. You have to use two piece of t-shirt inside your jacket. That is freezing. And the next one is very hot. Very hot, you can use scorching, scalding. Scorching, you can use it when you went outside and it's a very sunny day, it's very hot, and you can use scorching. It's scorching outside. Scalding, when you holding a cup of tea and it's very hot, the tea is very hot still, you can say that the tea is scalding. And the next one is very tired. Very tired, you can use exhausted. And when you got bored, you can also use exhausted. Let's say you are very tired of this class. You are very tired of a teacher class. Like you get very bored and get very tired. You can say, I am exhausted of this class. The next one is very rich. You can say wealthy. Let's say you know someone, he is very rich. You can say he is very rich, or you can say he is wealthy man. And it will sound more appropriate, more native like if you say wealthy. The next one, the last example we have here is very poor, destitute, or broke. Broke is more like a slang one. And you can say someone is very poor. I know, like let's say your friend is very poor, a very poor man. You can say is a destitute. Or you can say, like you want to say, I am very poor. No, I am at the moment is very poor. You can for the alternative say, I am broke. It is the same meaning. And the next we'll jump to the assignment here. I have made an assignment, a little assignment for you guys, and we'll just jump right in. I will read it for you guys, and I will instruct what you have to do in this assignment, and I will also give an answer and explanation at the end. So I will just read it for you. My name is Tiago. I live in a very poor part of Toronto. I have to work long hours, so I am usually very tired. My home has a very good view of city, but my apartment is often very cold in the winter and very hot in the summer. I work hard, so one day I will be rich. I will be very rich. So what you want to do is to get rid of all the very word in this essay, in this paragraph, and we can get rid all of the word very in this essay. So we will jump at the. So what you have to remove is in this text, this very poor. That this one is using word very. The next one is very tired. You want to get rid of very on the tired. And the next one is very good. You could change very good. And very cold. You can change very cold. Use another word. And the last one is, not the last one. Sorry, very hot. You can use very hot. You can use another word. And the last one is very rich. You can use another word. So we want to change all of this very word and use another alternative that I have just mentioned, and you can try it at home. So if you want to do it, just pause the video and do it. So now I will just jump into the explanation. So let's go for the first one. The first one is I live in a very poor part of Toronto. So my name is Tiago. I live in a very poor part of Toronto. So you can change very poor here and say I live in a destitute part of Toronto. That will make sense as well, and it probably will be more sound like a native like sentence, like the sentence will form and sounds better than if you were to use a very poor. And the next one is I have to work long hours, so I am usually very tired. Here you can use exhausted, so you can say I have to work long hours, so I am usually exhausted. So you get rid of this very tired and use exhausted. Jump to the next one. My home has a very good view. You can say my home has a superb view. So you want to use superb and get rid of very good. So the next one is very cold. You can use freezing, so you can say but my apartment is often very cold. Instead you say but my apartment is often freezing in the winter. And the next one is very hot. Very hot, you can use scorching, because it's the sun that is very hot, not something that is liquidized. So it's summer and it's very hot. You can say it's scorching in the summer, and the fully formed sentence will be but my apartment is often freezing in the winter and scorching in the summer. So the last one is very rich. I work hard, so one day I will be very rich. You can get rid of this very rich word and use wealthy instead. So the full form of the word of the sentence will be I work hard, so one day I will be a wealthy man. So you kind of have to change the grammar form of the sentence sometime, but most of the time you don't have to change anything. In this case, you have to change a little bit. You have to change I work hard, so one day I will be a wealthy man, because it doesn't make sense if you say I work hard, so one day I will be wealthy. Well, it kind of makes sense, but it will be better if you just use I will be a wealthy man. So that's it. I think the point of this lesson I told you is to get rid of the use of very word very often. If you use the very word very often, don't use it. Try to get rid 80% of the word very in your speaking, in your essay, so your speaking and essay can sounds more native. That's it, guys. Thank you. This is for my final assignment, by the way, and that's it. Thank you very much.